So in this video, we're going to take a look at how to do the intake of a new client or individual. So you can only do this if you see this little intake icon. So that's only a few people. We usually only have a few people who have access to this feature, and that's to try to prevent having duplicate clients put into the record. So to get started, you just click intake. This takes you to a search page where you can search the first name or last name of a client, generally not both. You can also search for FOSS ID or CSS ID. So in our case, we have a client and their name is Garvey Gull. So we're going to take a look at the last name. So Gull. And we have no gulls. We could also, like if we really want to be thorough, we could search the first name too and see if there's any Garveys in the system. We have neither. Okay, so to get started in adding this new client, we'll just click create a new contact. And in this case, this person is an individual, which is the name we use in ShareVision for a client. Okay, so here in this on this page, we're adding to what's called the people record. I'll explain a little bit more about this later. So first we want Gull is last name, Garvey is the first name, and once we're happy with the way the names are spelt, we can press OK. Now this takes us to the next page, which is generally, it's stuff like FOSS ID and address. So first thing we're going to do is the FOSS ID. And the FOSS ID has to go in a certain way here. It has to go in 4 numbers, dash, and 4 more numbers. In fact, if you don't put all the numbers and you press OK, it will come back with an error telling you that. Okay, and it's a FOSS ID. We want the birth date. Now I generally find my birth date on the calendar, so November the 8th, and I just backspace out the year and change the year. You can type it if you want. You do have to type it in month, day, year. And I know that that is not the way you guys are used to doing it, and that will be hard for you. Phone number as well needs to go, you must put in a phone number. It has to go in 3 digits, dash, 3 more digits, dash, 4 digits. Email if you have it. Okay, so then this is just address. And you can tab through these so that you can do it fairly quickly. Red Deer. Postal code as well has to go in capital, number, capital, number, capital, number. Okay, there we go. We'll talk about this head of house thing in a little while. Once we're there, we can press OK. That will save the record. Now it says, do you want to add to a program in residence? Yes, we do. And now you want to be quite careful with how you answer this question. You want to make sure you get it right. So we're going to add it to the Red Deer test immigration. Now this is the demographic information for the client. So if you're responsible for doing that, you can just continue on and do it. If you're not, if that's actually, so different programs will do it different ways. If that's actually the frontline worker's responsibility, you can just press cancel and it'll take you to the next record. Now this record here is fairly important. We need the immigration status as well as the start date or application date, as you guys might call it. So we'll call this August the 1st. Okay, and then once we're happy with that, we press OK. And it'll take us back to this first address record that we did. If we see a mistake here, we can just click Edit here. You can edit everything except for the program, and that's why it's important to answer that question correctly. Okay, so that's all there is to it.